music and life to the full.
xRhythms.
Do you think people should consider deferring? Like, what are your thoughts on deferring versus like going now? Because I know a lot of people might feel like if they go now, they won't get that full university experience that they wanted to get.
I don't think it's necessarily a straightforward decision. If people are considering it, I would definitely tell them to keep considering it and to kind of weigh up both sides. Like, if you're definitely sure that you want to go, then that's fine. And if you're definitely sure that you don't want to go, then that's fine. But I don't think it's a decision that should be made lightly. For me, I knew that I wanted to go straight to uni and I didn't want a gap year. I didn't want to take any time out. And so I guess I'm very much of that mindset of just get on with it and go and it'll be great. If people are worried that they won't get the same kind of quality teaching, because I think that's a valid concern, it's worth kind of figuring out how your subject would fit into that. If you're studying humanities, then I don't think the quality of your teaching will be affected too much. You'll have lectures online and reading. You'll probably have to do a lot of online articles or get the librarian to email you PDF scans. The quality should be the same. If it's a placement that you have to do online, that might be different because if that's more practical, that's quite hard to do on a computer. I know some people are practical learners and that's why they want to do placement-based degrees, and so it doesn't necessarily make sense to do that online.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think like looking into what their specific subject is doing, because I haven't checked up on this, but I feel like different departments might be releasing information about how it is that their teaching curriculum is going to look like, and taking a look at that is super important. For more science-based things or more practical-based things, it will look different. So taking a look online and just seeing what your specific university is doing is super key.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it will look different. There will be social distancing rules put in place and it will be a different experience. It might even be worth, just if you can't find any information anywhere, emailing the faculty rather than the university. So I know a lot of people this term have had their placements moved to next term to give the department time to figure out how labs are going to work and how that is going to look.
Shall we talk about the other options then for people who might not want to go to uni? So what else they can do?
Traditional gap years often look like a lot of travelling. I'm not sure if that's possible anytime soon. I don't know, I haven't seen much about what travel restrictions are like.
Well, I know that every country is different, so every country sort of like enforcing their own different thing. My friend was in Vietnam sort of like at the beginning when things started kicking off, and so she had to do sort of like an emergency travel back here. And even one of my other friends, she was out in Australia and she just came back to the country like 2 weeks ago because there's just not much happening there. I think maybe the actual traveling itself, like going to other countries, might be okay, but it's just a case of when you get to that country, will you be able to do everything that you would want to do on like a typical gap year? Probably not.
It's so hard to say as well because we don't know what the situation is going to be like in January next year. So I know a few of my friends on their gap years, they took the first kind of 6 months to earn money and then the second 6 months they travelled. And you can have that as a plan, but we don't know what the countries are actually going to look like. And also I think it's worth thinking about job opportunities. I know if I took a year out, it would have been to earn money for uni, but there aren't many jobs open at the moment, and I think we're going to be going into a pretty difficult time in the economy where a lot of people have kind of been laid off and there are a lot of people going for like a small number of jobs.
There might be some organisations who you might have spotted as, oh, this looks like a cool like company that I potentially would want to work for. They might be doing some type of virtual thing that you could do for a year, and say if you did that for like a few months and the opportunity for travel kind of like arises and it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's okay for me to go to like another country and stuff is open again, then you could always kind of do the two together in a way, or you could do the apprenticeship for 6 months and then go traveling for the next 6 months or something. There's definitely some options, and I just say keep on the ball. Like if traveling is something you want to do and you have a specific country in mind, keep on the ball with what's happening with that country. What are they allowing to do? Because I know some travelers as well, they want to go and work there over there too. What type of work do they have available for people to do as well? Is something to consider.